Diablo III is one of the most enrapturing games of all time. Blizzard Entertainment released its dungeon-crawling, demon-bashing masterpiece of a game back in 2012, and 7 years later, it still retains its thriving online community. Why? Because it does what it does perfectly. The setting of Diablo III is bleak. The fantasy world of Sanctuary stands on the precipice of absolute destruction as the dead rise and demons invade. Players, who choose from a variety of heroes, are the only ones who stand between the world and total destruction. An epic tale unfolds, with twists and turns and rising stakes that ends with an all-out war between the forces of heaven and hell as Diablo, the prime evil, seeks to destroy the home of the angels with the help of countless demons. Diablo III weaves through setting after dire setting, delving into torture dungeons devised by a mad king, a city beset by death with bodies choking buildings and streets, and even the streets of High Heavens itself, where angels are being cut down by demons left and right. It's the perfect backdrop for the addictive gameplay of Diablo III. Playing Diablo III is like sitting at the edge of the ocean's tide in the summer sun, the cool, calm waves of salt water lapping over your legs to relieve the sun's skin-sizzling heat. That heat is wave after wave of demon, cultist, and crazed beast in the game. And the relieving water is the game's steady stream of new abilities and item upgrades that makes tearing through enemies feel like a breeze. It's a beautiful cycle of destruction. With a handful of champions to choose from and a vast array of abilities at players' disposal, gameplay can be catered to each person's style. There's the Wizard and Demon Hunter for players who like to wipe out enemies from a distance, the Barbarian and Crusader for up-close carnage, Necromancers for people who like to explode corpses, and Monks for people who feel a little monkey. The secret Diablo sauce that really makes the game addicting is the random loot that drops from elite enemies, treasure chests, and giant bosses. Sure, the new abilities are fun, but the joy of Diablo bubbles up from the feeling of power that comes from earning a legendary item that gives you such a large stat boost that previously difficult hordes of enemies turn into walking cannon fodder. At times, Diablo III is difficult, but persistence and patience will always reward players with that sweet nectar of power, allowing players to dig deeper into the game and its endlessly satisfying endgame content. It's the kind of game flow that makes it so easy to sink dozens and dozens of hours into. Entire days can sink away into Diablo in the blink of an eye. Diablo III is a beautiful game that manages to stay relevant after all these years, thanks to its 2 major updates and season system that routinely rolls out regular loot changes and updates to keep fans coming back.